This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com with a daily wrestling news update. Feeling good today. Just had a nice training session with none other than the SWE Fury World Champion, Charlie Haas, who was kind enough to train me after his kids' wrestling practice tonight. And it's a really cool facility where he trains here in Texas. The football stadium that's attached to this high school's wrestling room is worth like $50 million, which is crazy for a high school stadium. It's impressive. But yeah, in other news, Charlie Haas wants to wrestle Big Cass, who has recently joined SWE Fury. So I think that would be a short match. Quick takedown and a pin or submission with Charlie retaining the title if it were to happen. But let me get into the ratings news. AEW did one of its lowest ratings in a long time, 0.26. Christian is really not been anything but a disappointment, you could say, from the moment he debuted, when they were expecting someone much greater in star power, and obviously that's a ratings disappointment. But Edge has not been a big ratings winner for WWE since they paid him a fortune to come back. So I don't know why they would think Christian would be any different, since he was less popular than Edge. But AEW still beat NXT 0.26 to 0.16. Impact only did a 0.04, which is about what they always get, 0.03 or 0.04. Well, sometimes I guess they get 0.02. Raw did a 0.56 heading into WrestleMania season. There's a big match coming up, title versus title, in Belton, Texas, a rodeo event. And this match, I'm excited to cover this. It's going to be recorded for the Hannibal TV and the SWE Fury YouTube channel. However, it's not going to air on TV. I don't know if they'll show clips of it, but it's pretty much you got to be there to see it, or you got to watch it on YouTube. It's going to be in an actual rodeo pin. There will be a ring there, but there's so many potential weapons. Selena De La Renta will be managing the Texas heavyweight champion, the Blood Hunter, who will be putting the title on the line in his very first title defense against the SWE Fury TV champion, Rodney Mack, who will also be putting the title on the line, and the Blood Hunter will be riding a bull at the rodeo that's happening before that match. And I was actually at the grounds yesterday where this event's taking place, doing some promotion and helping put this event together. And I actually saw a couple of the bulls that are going to be there, as you can see behind me in this picture. And they didn't seem too friendly. So I'm looking forward to that event. And Charlie Haas will also be defending the SWE Fury world title on that show. I have to say one thing, Charlie Haas was on the Inside SWE Fury podcast this week with James Beard and I. And James Beard is also going to be on this rodeo event as the referee. And Charlie Haas did mention that he feels he could beat any world champion. I don't think Nick Aldis would last, honestly, more than a couple seconds with him if anyone still considers him a champion. I can't think of the last relevant title defense Nick Aldis had. He is the booker for the NWA as well, which makes it pretty meaningless. Who else? I couldn't even tell you who the Ring of Honor world champion is. Ring of Honor, I think I would rather watch ballet, women's ballet, than Ring of Honor. Impact, I don't know who the champion is. WWE, it is Lashley, I believe. Lashley and Charlie Haas would be a good one. And AEW, is it Kenny Omega? I think it is Kenny Omega. Yeah, that would be a matter of seconds. Charlie Haas would destroy him. That's just my opinion. And by the way, last piece of news I'll tell you about SW Fury, another place I took a tour of the other day, right here in Irving, Texas, where I'm staying this month, was the Irving Convention Center, where there's rumors there's going to be a massive SWE show at this facility sooner than later. Ed from Queens tipped me $5. I have not received the tip for a long time. Thank you. He says, thanks for bringing back old time wrestling. Well, I try and keep the memories alive with these shoot interviews. The Dave Kruger says Blood Hunter rules. Mike D likes Haas avocados. Never had them. Malik likes my channel. Mike Strell says his favorite pro wrestlers are Scott and Rick Steiner. I did defeat Rick Steiner. I will point that out to you, and that match is on the Hannibal TV. Hannibal versus Rick Steiner. The wrestling knowledge, worst build up to WrestleMania in history. It's safe to say that even they got so desperate, they brought Logan Paul, one of the most famous people in the world, to try and make people care. And he's made people care about everything, but he hasn't made people care about WrestleMania, which is funny. Brandon says AEW sucks. Vincent, what's my opinion of MLW? Wish they would take care of their wrestlers better, from what I understand. I like a lot of their wrestlers, but from what I understand, they don't pay a lot. And yeah, they hold wrestlers to contracts that don't pay a lot, preventing them from getting other opportunities. But whatever, the wrestlers sign the contracts, that's their issue. But people like Davey Boy Smith Jr. have had contract issues with them not really making any money and being held. Donovan Bradford says SW has been having some nice turnouts. They have been getting around 1,000 for the past 3 events. So that's pretty good. And now Texas is fully open. So the last 3 events, there was still some issues with how many people you could have. But now there's no issue. So for instance, we're coming to Irving, Texas. I'll put up the poster, April the 24th at Southern Junction, where I was actually did a promo earlier this week. And last SWE Fury event at Southern Junction, they actually had to turn away 200 people that wanted to buy tickets due to COVID restrictions. So this time they won't have to do that. Aaron Presley, the ring announcer for SWE Fury, says SWE puts all the companies to shame. I agree. It's the only company I really care about that's around right now, since Canada, they're putting Ontario back on full lockdown this week, by the way. So I pity everyone in Ontario that has to deal with that crap. So it's not like I can promote in Canada right now. So I'm happy to be collaborating with SWE Fury. Vincent says they need to get Tony Khan off the booking of AEW. I could care less. I'll just not watch it because I don't like it. I don't watch stuff that I don't like, which is why I don't watch any wrestling other than old wrestling and SWE Fury, because I can't stand the newer crap. John Falsetta tips $5 and says SWE is bringing back old school Texas wrestling. And as I reported earlier this week, the production values, there's more production people that have been involved with bare knuckle fighting pay-per-views and concert pay-per-views that are going to be involved with that April 24th SWE members live stream that's going to air to channel members of the Hannibal TV and SWE Fury. So we know there has been some stream issues. The TV show is higher production values than the stream because it's not the same editing and it's not the same quality of footage, but they're trying to improve it and they're making it a priority. So it's a young company. It's going to get better, but I like the direction they're going. And I do have to say, Rodney Mack, very tough guy, Charlie Haas, the Blood Hunter, those are three champions you would not want to mess with. So I'm pretty sure they're going to take on all comers, and it's going to be interesting to see how those title reigns play out. And there's lots of more comments, but I've been going on a lot, so I'm going to end it. Dan Rodheimer, the former Tough Enough contestant, who is now a politician in Texas. I am interviewing him tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. I am interviewing Jim Brunzell later tomorrow night, which will be live for channel members. Mr. Hughes next week. Slick coming up. Possibly John Tatum soon as well. So thanks for all your comments. When I interviewed Gerald Briscoe, he always never seems to want to do one whenever I ask, even though he acts friendly to me and I'm friends with his son. For whatever reason, he never does it. Mac and Ash says SWE says, or sorry, Mac and Ash says SWE is effing awesome. Jet fan says AEW is run like a millennial promotion, no sense of reality. I can't stand it. I don't even know what a millennial is, but that sounds about right. So have a good night, everybody.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to